Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks, and this is the first in our series of videos about the Google Pixel 9a. I've just spent my pocket money on one of these and purchased it from the Google store here in the UK. So let's see what the hype is all about. This is going to be the unboxing video where we take the device out of the box, check what the contents are like, and have a quick walkthrough of what the hardware is from the outside. And we're going to be following this up with a full setup video to see how we set up the Google Pixel 9a, and a series of videos of how to do stuff with your Google Pixel 9a. So make sure you're subscribed to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube and have that notification bell on so that you get notified of when we publish new videos. But let's focus on the packaging. This is Google's new packaging for smartphones. It's simplified, easier to open, and in this case you see that on the back you have two pull tabs which are easy to get off. No need to have a jerry-rig everything knife to get in there, just two simple pull tabs, and that seems to be it. And then you slide the sleeve off the box. Then once you see on the outside there's a box with an outline of what the device on the inside is. It says Google Pixel 9a on one side, big G for Google on the other, and that's it. And here we have, front and center as you take the lid off the box, the Google Pixel 9a. Now this is the model I purchased in the purpley version. I quite actually like lilac. We'll look at that in the phone in a bit more detail in a moment. There is also a pouch here with some documentation, a QR code that invites you to go to g.co/pixel/support, and you have all the regulatory information in there. I'm sure I will never read that, so I'm going to put it back in its pouch in the box. And we have one USB Type-C. That's USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. No surprise there. No adapters, no power brick, just the cable, which I'm sure will come in handy. Now let's look at the phone itself. You have on the paper packaging a few highlights to the fact that the power button is at the top, the volume rocker is just below it, the fingerprint scanner is there, your SIM tray is at the bottom on this device, and that you use the USB-C port to charge it. And I'm going to take this off by pulling the tab here. There we go. And here is the Google Pixel 9a. Ooh, that feels nice. So, as you can see, the industrial design has changed. We don't have a visor, a Geordi LaForge visor on the back of the Pixel 9a. We just have an almost unnoticeable little tiny camera bump for the camera module, but the rest of the back of the phone is flat. There seems to be aluminium rails on the sides of the phone, so the structure is aluminium, and the back is unapologetically plastic, as we've seen on Google Pixel A series devices. And at the front we have that display. It's a 6.3 inch display, full HD+. Let's just quickly turn that on. So in the UK, the Google Pixel 9a is priced at official retail price of £499 sterling. For that you get a device which is slightly smaller than the flagship ones, but that has the Google Tensor G4 chipset. That's the same as in my Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. You do have a little bit less RAM at 8 GB of RAM, and you get to choose between 128 and 256 GB of storage. The display, as I said, is a full HD plus one. It's an OLED one, which means that you'll have very punchy colors and blacks. So no complaints there on my side from a spec standpoint. And in terms of cameras, as we said, there's no camera bump on the back, But the main camera is a 48 megapixel f/1.7 sensor, which should do relatively well. And there is also a 13 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. So 2 different cameras on the back, no telephoto, but I think for most people that's more than enough. And first impressions is that the screen is lovely and big. There is also a selfie cutout at the top there. In this case, it is a 13 megapixel selfie camera, which we'll put through its paces in our long-term review. There's nothing on the sides apart from that power button and volume rocker, and at the bottom, SIM tray, power port, and speaker grill. So that's all there. And first impressions are, it's really quite nice. So I'll switch this off for now, get myself ready, and then record the setup video. As I said at the beginning of this video, we'll be doing that as a separate video, the full setup process, putting my SIM cards in it, setting it up as a new smartphone from scratch. So make sure you're subscribed to see that video when it is published. But for now, thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you soon. Bye!